shot overhead, and the demonstrators continued looting. They just did not shoot again.
Are you saying, Mr. Director, that the only way the people could have been stopped from doing the kinds of things they did was by killing them?
Negative. That's not what my intent in my answer at all. As I said, we had used tear gas. We had used just about all the means at our disposal, and we did not open fire into a crowd of demonstrators. Probably there was actually the case this year at Yana, but there was no one time where the law enforcement officers opened or ready fire into the crowd. But with that mass of people, they were really difficult to control. They were just completely out of hand. And as they continued, the demonstration escalated.
Well, Mr. Director, most of the people were saying the fact that most of the shooting was being done by the police, and it was in fact the police that was hurting the people and shooting at them, and the soldiers were not participating as the police were participating in the entire episode. Perhaps you want to comment on this aspect, whether there's some truth in it.
There is not an iota of truth in such a statement. The police had a job to perform was to stop the demonstrators. And as I said, we had specific instruction to be extremely careful in how we stopped it. And as I said, we were very cautious in what we did. There was rumor that the police was brutal and the soldiers were more passive and understanding. Well, I mean, this is the opinion of the people that were demonstrating. But as I said, I think the police was most understanding in the whole situation. We did all we could to prevent the riot. The riot continued late until in the evening. And at that time there was very little encounter with the police. So there is no truth in the fact that the police pursued them shooting after the crowd. This is not true. If this was so, as I said earlier, it would have had 2, 3, up to 5,000 dead in the hospital, but this is not true.
Well, Mr. Director, perhaps I'm wrong, but most of the looting that went on occurred during the night. And there were even rumors, we don't know how true they are, that some of the locks at stores and big business centers were broken by soldiers, and soldiers helped people to take some of these things out. After the day's activities during the day when the police was engaged, what other precautions activities would you devise so that in the evening more damage couldn't be done?
Well, we had officers posted, and there were many stores. As you know, we are limited in our human manpower resources, and it was just impossible for us to cover the entire city at one time. And this is the reason why there was a joint operation.
Why is it true that the soldiers participated in breaking some of these places down?
Well, I didn't see it. This is rumors I've heard, and I cannot verify them at this point.
Well, Mr. Director, the curfew is still in progress. We understand that some people in the medical profession and other people whose job makes it possible for them to be out in the street after 6 o'clock are being sort of embarrassed by some officers. What sort of arrangements are you making now to make sure that people who are in the medical profession and other people who are working late at night go through the street without being harassed by officers in the street?
Well, those that have come to our attention, we have handled, like Dr. Kromah, the GSK, called and informed me that he had a lot of patients And therefore the doctors will have to travel to and fro from the hospital during the curfew hours. And we have prepared forms, the name of the doctor, his license number, his license plate number, and signed by me and signed by the doctor. Now, if this is brought to our attention in any other profession that will have to be out to the curfew hour, we will make the necessary adjustment.
Mr. Director, what does it exactly mean to have a curfew imposed on a city from 6 in the evening to 6 in the morning?
It means that the situation is as such that the government feels that everybody should be off the street from 6 to 6 in the evening in order that those that are out for the offense for which the curfew was announced. So that if the curfew is on and you are out, then you must be out for some specific reason, and then you are subject to arrest. And this is the reason why a curfew is necessary in order to get the situation that exists under control.
How long is this curfew expected to be on?
Well, we can say that it is on until we are sure that the situation is under control sufficiently to have citizens on the street. And then again, this is a measure also to protect the citizens from being molested or being unnecessarily injured.
Well, finally, Mr. Director, if Patrick doesn't have any more questions, what lesson would you say that the police, the Liberian people, and just everybody might have learned from this particular incident?
Well, firstly, first lesson is that we must know that what happened in other parts of the world happens in almost all parts of the world, regardless of the situation. And that we must be always prepared to combat any situation. We have, prior to now, taken things for granted. We have boasted of the 130 years of peace, tranquility, and solidarity. We have found out that even though you enjoy these qualities, it is also necessary. It is also necessary to have yourself in readiness for the outburst of any type of situation. So hereafter, I'm sure we are going to prepare and be ever vigilant, and we are not going to take anything for granted.
Well, I'd like to thank you very much, Director of Police, Mr. Varney Dempster, first of all, for clarifying rumors that you had shot people dead and had also shot some soldiers dead. And you have noted that, in fact, all of these were baseless and rumors, and also indicating exactly how the police began firing and the kind of restraint they exercise, resulting comparatively in a low casualty number, and also the kind of lesson you think that the country and perhaps our organizations have learned from the entire episode. This has been Alhaji Kromah with Patrick Kromah in the office of the Director of Police, Mr. Varney Dempster.
You're listening to programs coming to you from Station LBC. The time is 8 o'clock.